Hello there, welcome to another week in our garden. Now we're in the shed today because we're going to make a holly ring. This is a door ring what we'll be making today. Now this is the door ring we're going to make. We're going to make it all the way from the basic frame right up to the finish. And I think Diana will have to speed it up a bit as I show you, then we'll come back. It's a very good ring, it's a very heavy ring. It's all nice on the edges. That's what I look at, to make sure there's no straw showing around the edges, etc. in the centre. Nice ribbon. So I'll just show you one or two of the things that you'll need to make it. Right, you'll need some wire rings. You could, thinking on, if you got some of the birch twigs, you could actually make a ring, but they're very cheap. Diane gets them off Amazon. They're just soft wire, but they are a little bit spiky on the corners, and I'll show you how to stop that in a moment. So there's your ribbons. You can get ribbons from everywhere. Loads of pine cones. These are some that Gemma and the girls picked up. Best to keep your cones dry and cool. If you get them wet, then they'll close up tight, okay? The other thing you need is binding wire. I use plastic berries. They're in little clusters of 5, look. Again, they're from Amazon. If you use these type, you'll find that when they get wet or if they get frosted, they crack and then the red comes off and you're left with white berries. So unless you're in where your ring will stay dry, you won't be able to use those. That's why I use those. A nice dry climate, you can use this dried fruit. Need some straw. I use barley straw, so it's nice and soft. Now we're going to get this ring strawed up, okay? If you remember me telling you, they have little sharps on the wire there. They're not terribly sharp, but enough to scratch you, so put those facing up. So put the straw on that, then we won't be catching ourselves on it. Handful of straw and a wire. That's all we need to start off. What I do is I just put the wire on and twist it a few times. Put it the right way up, remember. And I've put it just at the side of one of the cross pieces so I can start. Then a handful of straw. I try to do it so it's about a circle of my hand. But my hands are quite big, so you might need yours a little bit bigger. And it's just a case of pushing it over and then moving forward with my hand and pushing it forward like that. Push forward, over we go. Not too tight. If you do it too tight, you'll find when we're trying to put the plants in at the end, you'll not be able to push them in because you'll be too tight, okay? That's quite a messy job. Just keep feeding it on and keep going over. Like that. Yeah. Now as you're getting towards the end, just feed the two together. And just keep pushing it down as we go. Go past a little bit. You see? We'll do this one more. And then pull up round your thumb, back underneath, and tie off. Okay, just do a twist round. Now make sure you put all your wires into the straw, we don't want them sticking out, and then cut off like that, and push the wire sharp end, make sure that goes right into the straw. When you've got that into the strawed up like that, as you can see, it looks a bit porcupine. So now we'll just take these off with a pair of sharp scissors. Okay, just go around, not too neat, but just to tidy it up, especially where you did the joint. You will need to take a bit off there. That's the ring strawed up. This is the conifer we'll be using. These are 5 different varieties in there, as you can see, all different colours, and they're all mixed up so that we get different colours going across the ring. Okay, and just what I've done, I snipped it into pieces like that. It's the actual preparing the conifer that takes time. Now the ring, here we are, look, all nicely strawed up. We attach the wire to it again, just push it through the wire of the ring itself, and remember to tuck that sharp end full into the straw out of the way. There you go. The idea when you're conifering is to build the sides and just put a covering on top, because we'll be building on top to finish, but the sides really matter, so we need to get that quite tight in there. Now when I'm putting the conifer on to the ring, I put a little bit, this is Christmas tree, on the inside, and a little bit of this picea on the outside as I go, and that will fill the outside up as we go. It'll give it a good edge to the conifered up ring. Okay, right, so let's get going. Just grab quite a few to start with, and then you can see they're all different colours, so you just place them on the side, and then I start building. If it's like that, look, give it a twist, and then I just show it. Sometimes they've got little cones on them, that's fine, so you just lay those on, and then over the other side. Some are green on one side, and when you turn them over they're like a steel blue, so just turn the odd one or two over as well. And if you can get a little bit of gold running through as well, that's even better. So plenty on the sides, don't forget. There you are, there's a nice steel blue one there. And then a little bit of that picea on that side. A little bit of Christmas tree on that side. Both sides, I want 2 of those actually. There you go. Then when you've got it to there, you just fold over exactly the same as we did strawing up. Pull, but remember not too tight. And then because this is the first one on, go over 3 times so that locks that, because we will be moving this when we finish. Okay, I'll do one more with you and then I'll get on with it. There you are, look, that's green and blue, so we'll mix those 2 together. Just keep building. Remember, plenty on the side and covering on top. And then when we get to there, 2 of those, one different length so it looks nice when it's on. You can actually spin them over and there'll be silver at the back, but we'll do that later. And then remember, over twice to lock it. just a little pull and then over again, and then we start again going round. So I'll go round and I'll see you when I'm there. Same as before, exactly the same. Plenty of nice colour in there. That's a nice one, that's blue. Across the top and then pack it to the side. If you've got a little bit of yellow, try and put that in the side because you'll see that. And 2 of those. What I was telling you about these, if you have it that way it's green, but if you turn it over it's silver. So sometimes if I've got a lot of green conifer I'm using, I spin them over and use the silver side, but today we're alright. Right, keep that back as you turn the wire over. That's fine. Now the next one we're going to do very tight here, so we have to really make sure you got all your materials close to hand, and then we pack that. The idea is if you get one that's a little bit woody like that, just push it into the straw and then it'll help with the pushing them together, out with getting the flow around the ring. Okay, the soft stuff it doesn't really matter, but plenty of colour again so it looks like the rest. That's fine. That's a bit woody, that one, look, so we just push it in. That's a nice one there. Then remember to keep this back as you go. A little bit more on those, else it'll be too thin at the sides. And one more in there, I think. That's it. You'll get to feel when it's right. And then 2 of those as normal, like that. And 2 of the Christmas tree can go on there. And then we'll bind it over. Okay, over we go. Remember to keep this one out of the way while you take your second bind over. Then that will trap it all down. Then it's just a case, the same as we finished the other side. Round your thumb, back round, and then knot it and twist off. And then a twist on the loop. And then a cut with the pliers. It's best to have the snips. Don't try cutting this wire with secateurs, you'll ruin them. Then remember, push those loose ends in. So that's the ring conifer duck. That's the first layer. What I've learned over the years to do is when you're finished, just twist out a little bit like that on the way the conifer goes, you see? Just give it a twist out a little till you come back to where you're starting. That's it. And that makes sure everything is down, because really you don't want a line of straw around the outside. Now I've done mine all in one way. I find that easier. If you wish, you can do a turn at the top and come down both sides, so your conifer's falling down like that on both sides. Very difficult to do and very time consuming, but if you've got time, do have a go. So that's that. Now we need to start and get the materials ready for getting the top of this ring on. Now when we begin to build the ring, if you just flatten it a little and make life a little bit easier. It is a holly ring, so we need to put holly in it. So what we do now, we open it up, find the wire, then after cleaning these off a little bit, you don't want all this lot on, This is where it also gets a little bit prickly as well. Then you find the wire and then push that in under the wire so it's sat at the side. It's building the side up for us now. Okay, we won't bother in the middle because that is quite solid in there. That's good. You've got Christmas tree and all sorts in there, but we do need more on the outside. Okay, so what we do, find the wire. Now when I cut these, I cut them at a point so they just slide in easier, and then they'll just slide. If you jiggle it, it'll just, you'll feel it biting. Okay, and then there it goes. Look, it's biting now and it's in. Yeah, and then just spread them about with the conifer. Can you see? So we get this effect going round. Not too tight. That's perhaps a bit tight, that one. Let's give that one a bit more gap. Look, must be here, I think. Same again. Look, it's just a case of finding a wire and going under it. There it goes. No, it didn't miss. There it is. And then just jiggle it gently, and they go in, and then they'll hold. Right, same again. Look, if you don't like handling holly, then do wear gloves. Gemma does when she's doing it. She has a good thick pair of gloves on. And then here under the wire, what happens is that these little nobules, if you like, will actually go past the wire and stops it from slipping out again. Okay, so here it goes. Look, perhaps a bit tight there, and just juggle it backwards and forwards. It'll go. There it goes. In it goes. That's also giving that nice ollie effect. Right, that's a little bit of ollie just around the edge. As you can see there, you can see it all the way around. Just gives it that nice edge. And now we need to start building. We build it up by making the cones into 3, putting some piece here at the back, as you can see, tying it down, and then we loop the cones onto the ring. So I'll just show you how I make them. It's quite simple. Now, some people, they try drilling and gluing and all sorts to get the wire on the cone. All I do is I give myself about the length of the scissors, believe it or not. That's the length I work on all these. And then if you look at the cone, you just follow one of the lines like that, look, round. Just pull it inside the cone like that, the base, and then give it a twist. And then you've got that one. Then we move on to the next one. Always try and pick your cone so the 3 will look nice together. It's no good having one large one and 2 small ones. Get them to balance. And then same again, look. Keep your first one upside down so you can see, and then a little gap between them, and then twist that one as well. And then that's 2 on. Then we'll do the 3rd one now. It's a simple one, look. It's well open, so it's when you get your cones that's got wet and they've tightened up, this is a nightmare to do, but you can get it in. Again, nice and tight, and then a few twists, and then you can sit your cones on your hand like that. Make sure they're nice and tidy. Look, there you go. Then turn it over and then put a knot in the wire. It's important to put the knot in. Okay, it takes a bit of doing, but it will knot. And once you've got the knot, you know, nice and tight. Another one, but this time, as you take it down, just put your finger inside or something inside. Put your finger inside, it's quick. You won't over tighten it then if your finger's in. Then just leave it open like that, you see. Then you get bits of spruce and put them in upside down, so it's that way. So when we turn it over, it'll look nice at the front then. 3 pieces, same again, upside down. blue spruce. This is very nice, but it really does show the cones off. You see where that's got a big piece of wood on? I don't like that at all. We'll take that off and we'll put both in like that. Maybe another one this side. Make sure they're upside down. And then pull and put the rest of the knot in. Okay, and when that's in, you can turn it over, and as you can see, that's 3 of them ready to go onto the ring. But if you just put 3 baubles on, it wouldn't look attractive at all. But if we put this conifer at the back, exactly the same as we did the cones, the better. You can see where that one's falling off. Look, they just push into these plastic bits and just hold there. So if somebody says, oh, I don't like them, they just pull them off. So we take the same again, length of wire, pull them down and put a knot. Right, then we do the same again as what we did with the pine cones. Bring it down to your finger, like that. And then in this case we use a little bit of Christmas tree and a little bit of gold conifer. Okay, so just put those in. Sometimes they'll sit and behave themselves, sometimes they won't. So put the gold in underneath first. There you go. Make sure it's upside down, don't forget. If you're using quite a bit of gold conifer, remember not handling it too much because it bruises easy. And then that's the Christmas tree. Doesn't matter which, that way I think. That can go in there. And then pull your knot tight. Okay. That's got it. That's what we're after, look. That nice effect. And then these will pull through different pieces once we get them on. But knot it, always knot it, and then you know it's done. That's 3 of the basics, what we build up with. When we come to put the holly in, we actually put that in piece by piece and wire it in. Right, we've got those ready, so we'll get them on now. Now we'll start with the pine cones because they're easier to set it up as 3. 1, 2, 3. But you must get your gaps as neat and tidy as you can. We'll go between 2 of the hollies if we can. Not always possible. Now wobble your wires until they're going through all the pine and the conifer down there. Look, same again in the middle. I just did it there, look, as well. Then spin it over. Try not to trap too much of this conifer over so it look a mess. Just keep that nice and tidy. And then tie it off. Pretty tight if you can. And then loop, loop, twist, like that. Press it down and then snip your loose wire off. Remember, always push that sharp piece into the straw. And then that's the first cone. Just tidy it for now. We'll tidy again later on. And we'll put the next one. The best thing to do is put them where you think they're going to go. That way a little, I think. There. Just tidy those up. Now that's the cones on. Now we move on to the baubles. What I should do is to put the baubles just to the side of the cone like that, you see. 1, 2, 3. Because we've also got some ivy to put in and a holly cluster to put in yet, variegated, so there's quite a bit to go in yet. Now before We'll do this one. Like we put this holly in the side, we're going to push some holly under here as well. When you've cleaned your leaves off your bottom, take secateurs and make that to a point. Okay, it'll be easier to slide under the wire then. Put everything nice and tidy. This is the one we're going to do. So lift those up. There it goes, straight in. You'll find that will lock down nicely now. And you see we're beginning to build up. And then we'll use this piece to slide underneath as well. This is a holly lot with yellow berries. But we don't want those. So we take those off. You'll get used to handling prickly holly after a time. And then remember sharp edge, look. And then lift that one up. Lift the cone up and slide under. Okay, it will go. There you are. Now when we put this on top now, you see it's already building up nice and green. So I'll put this one on with you and then I'll do the others, okay? See, the same way, get those wires going through the conifer and everywhere, so they're tight up to the ring. Now you can see there's some holly there, that side, that's nice. Begin to look like a holly ring. And then spin it over, the same way, try and get a little bit of the, and then twist and cut. Oops. And then cut those off, you see. That's it. Remember, always put those down. So can you see how it's done now? Very nice. I should do one there and one there exactly the same, and then I'll come back to you. Now that's the baubles wired on. Now we have to wire on the ivy. We'll put this in a group here, tight up into this cone there, on there, there and there. So I'll show you this one and then I'll do the three, okay? We'll do exactly the same. We'll put a piece of holly underneath. Just sharpen that so it slides in easier, okay? That's going under there, look. It will go. There it goes, all the way in. And that will give me a base to work on with the ivy, okay? Now this is actually wild ivy out the woods, and some of it that I'm going to use is growing on next door's garage, which they'll be pulling the garage down soon, so I've been able to use some of that. So what I do, I cut it, lay it like that, and then I've got another piece here which is a little bit further on crown wise, and I should put that with it. Right, so load that like that, plenty of wire to make the loop, and then just over a couple of times, look. We will tie it because then it stops it from slipping, okay? And then we'll take that off level. This will go into there like that, okay? And then be wired down. A little bit difficult, but it is possible. There you go, look. There it's in. That's nice, I like that. As tight as to the cone as you can. Use your... I'll do the same on the other two and then come back to you. Right, we've got the 3 ivies on now. As you can see, it looks rather beginning to look like a ring now. Now we need to base out with 2 pieces of green holly, and then we'll build a crown of variegated holly on top of that, and then put a berry in. Okay, so we'll do the first one with you. Same again, look, nice prickly holly. strip it back, point it off, and then find a wire and go under it. It's not too particularly to find one because we are going to wire it on, but if it's like that it's held anyway. But that's just a base leaf. This is for the bottom of the crown. Okay, same again. Look, there's the ones who want there. That one, yeah, we'll take that one as well. If you twist them over, they're pretty forgiving. And take those off. Put the point on. And then you sort of, where that one's going that way, that one will go that way. Okay, to start building the two sides of the crown. There it goes, it's gone. It's gone under. There it is. Push those down, lift your ivy up because you want to see that. That's pretty. Now you can see the crown beginning. Now we take the variegated holly, and there's the piece we want there. So those two leaves there, I'm afraid, are going to have to go. Now this, we won't be able to push it right in, but we will be wiring it. So we can place it on, get it nicely positioned, and then we'll get the second piece to go the other way. Okay, so the berry is going to go where my finger is, but we need a spiral. And there's the other side of it. That'll do nicely. Look. Get rid of these. The berries are on it, but they won't stop on. And then this one, if I can just clean it a bit better, this one will go the opposite way. You will get it through like that. Look. Now where my finger is where we're going to put the berries, and you can see it's going to look quite nice in there. So we'll get the berries and I'll show you how to wire a berry. We'll just put one cluster in there, be plenty, look. And I just drop it over like that. So there's two one side and three the other. And then I put a knot in it. Simple as that. Now remember these plastics, so don't pull too hard or you just cut them off. Till it bites. Like that, look. And then I've got it now. Okay? So this will now, if I can move it round so you can see, we're going to place this right in that centre where we had my finger. Okay, put it through the holly, through the conifer, both sides, don't forget the middle, and then just check everything's nice before you turn, which it is, and turn and tie off. Now you can see that's made a nice little cluster there. I should do the same there and the same there, and then I'll come back to you. Don't worry if you have to move the leaves. If you move the leaves now, a few hours and they literally set where they are. This is the last of the clusters going on. Make sure you get all those holly leaves away from the wire. Then just go round, make sure it's all nice and tidy and all your hollies up. Right, the next job is to put the ribbon on. Now the ribbon, if you look round, there's a little bit of a space here, so we'll put the ribbon in just there. So let's make a ribbon. About that long. It's one of those things that you do that often that you just, that'll do the ribbon. And then a short piece which we'll make the tie with and the loop to hang it up. Okay, take that off as well. Right, this piece we split just over half and then take that off. And then we have a small piece of wire ready. Right, we take the ribbon, put the ends together, put your thumb in there, put my thumb in there and a pinch, and then it's just a case of folding that over like that, not too big a loop because it's got to go into the ring, don't forget. So about the same both sides. There, look, can you see? And then crunch it up. And then what I do, I put my finger in and just make sure we're nicely in the middle. I just put a little piece of wire on it. And then just make sure everything's nice and tidy. You can see the ribbon forming. And then we take the broadest of the two bands that we made. Do the same again, about centre. And then put that on there like that. Flip it over. And then tie. Remember, don't pull too tight because you'll make it too scruffy there. So just tight enough to hold it, and then the same again. But try and get this tie to come out if it works. That's it. So it's going across the bow of the ribbon. Then that makes it easier to put it onto the ring. If we take the ring, this is the area we're going to put it. Look there. I'm going to put it in there. I can't see no other area. Yeah, so we'll go there, look, because the two cones will balance out to that one then. And you just literally, the same as did with the wire, feed it in all the way around. That's going to do for now. Over it goes. And tie off. Quite tight again. And because it's ribbon, I give it an extra one. Okay. It will try and untie itself if you don't do it nice and tight. And we're going to put the other piece as a loop at the top for hanging it up, okay? So same again. It's quite simple, as long as you know where halfway is. Now what to do, I get the scissors, because I need to find the wire and go under the wire. It's here somewhere. There it is, look, there's the wire. So I know that that ribbon has got to go under that wire. If you use the scissors, it's easier to get it through, look. You see, there it is somewhere. There it is. Right, and this end I put underneath there as well. Yeah, okay. So you know that it's not going to slip around now. Tie off. Same again, a good... You want to be able to use this to carry them as well, so make it nice and tight. Now if there's any slip in this knot, you're going to have to redo it, okay? So if you put it back through, give it a third one, nice and tight. Then cut those off. Then feed that back until the knots go to there. Right, so that's the ribbon on. We've got the hanging loop on. And we just need to now cut these at an angle. So if you're using some of the machine soft ribbons, if you don't cut at the angle they will fray, but this won't, but we'll cut it anyway because it looks quite nice when it's cut. Now there is your completed Christmas door ring. I'd just like to thank Lee, my neighbour, who has given me permission to take a lot of this conifer. Thank you, Lee. I will make you a ring. Don't forget Gemma and the girls who helped me by picking these cones up for me. There you are. That's a Christmas door ring. I'm sure you ladies can make a far better job of the bow than me. Now there are variations of this that you can do. Diane doesn't like the baubles, so I put more cone clusters on hers and leave the baubles out, but the rest is the same. But do whatever you want to do, that's the thing. Add some rosemary or some lavender into it, so you'll get a bit of scent if you want off it. But remember, they won't last as long as the conifer and the holly. So enjoy having a go. Many thanks for watching. Thank you for subscribing, we do appreciate it, and hopefully we'll see you next week. Bye now.